Hi.
Hey, your fan Roxanne, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good, good. You're an adult content creator and adult film star from Florida, correct?
Yes, I'm from Pensacola, Florida.
All right. How are you tonight?
I'm all right. I just got over being sick, but I'm good.
That's good. That's good. It wasn't the COVID, was it?
No, it wasn't. It's something else that's been going around on the CDC website said it was called norovirus.
Yeah. No, I've had a few days like here and there with like headaches and runny noses, but nothing like crazy, like nothing to like even get tested for. So, but it's scary. Every time something happens, I'm like, oh my god, is this? Did I get this stupid thing?
No, yeah, well, I'm vaccinated, but I know that doesn't stop you from getting it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same, same. We're both vaccinated. I didn't get the booster though. I don't know.
Roxanne, before we move forward, I just want to make sure that there's no issues here. You don't have any video, or do you have video and I'm not seeing it?
Oh, I don't have my video
Okay.
on. I just had recording on.
Okay, that's fine.
No problem. No problem at all. How long have you been doing adult content for?
I've only myself been doing adult content for like a year. Before I decided to jump in myself, I used to manage OnlyFans accounts for really big name porn stars.
Oh
Oh
wow,
wow.
that's cool. I wouldn't want you to drop any names, but how long did you do that for? You said.
It's like I can't really drop any names because I think I'm still under my NDA, but I did it for 2 years.
That's cool.
And just suffice it to say, we represented some of the biggest names in porn.
Wow. How did you get into that? That seems like such an awesome thing to do, and like,
I honestly, it was actually one of those things, like people always tell you, you know somebody who knows somebody. And a friend of mine knew a guy who was starting the company to run these OnlyFans accounts. And that guy got the idea because he was married to a porn star at the time. And yeah, so he, so my friend knew this guy, and that I talked to him, and he let me on, and it was great, because one, you get to work from home, and two, you learn a lot.
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say I feel like it would give you the advantage, like, or like it would definitely be a learning experience where you'd be like, I could do this too.
100%.
So
Nice.
what was the thing that made you go from managing to like being, the one in the camera?
Well, one of the big things was I didn't really believe in the company that I was working for anymore. I felt like they were taking advantage of the girls. I don't know if you know this, but OnlyFans takes 20% of your earnings.
I did
No,
not
Anytime
know
someone
that.
pays you something on OnlyFans, they take 20% automatically.
that's
Oh
big.
wow. Yeah.
And then so this guy for running OnlyFans accounts was taking 30%. Right, so
Wow,
that's like
it's 50
50% of
right
these girls'
there.
earnings right off the top. And I'm telling you that we were running girls who were making over $100,000 a month.
Wow.
So, to lose 50% of that, I would be very upset if it was
Yeah.
me, especially the one creating the content, doing the work.
Gotcha. Is there any other alternative where these girls wouldn't lose as much, or is that just not the case?
Not right now, but that, is one of my plans as I get established in the adult film world, is I would love to start my own company running OnlyFans and only charge 10%.
Yeah, yeah, no, because like you said, that's 50% right out of the gate.
Yeah.
That's a
Yep.
lot. That's a lot.
And
Oh,
I've
it's
heard of other
30% on top of
companies.
the 20.
And I've heard of other companies that are out there that are managing OnlyFans accounts for these girls that are taking 35 and 40%. So
Wow.
from what I
Yeah.
hear, your alternatives aren't any better percentage wise.
Jesus Christ, that's
Right.
crazy.
So I'd rather start, a company that's more run by women for women, that I'm not trying to take advantage of you by taking 30%.
Yes, yeah, that's what I feel like probably was what it would take. I want to say too, Roxanne, I felt like such a dummy because I messaged you to come on our show, and then I read one of your top texts that said, "Don't DM me." And I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
my
no.
god, this
But
girl is gonna."
it's only if it's, like if it's production companies, if it's a radio show for like that's fine.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
what I
get tired
figured.
of like random fans
Yeah.
DMing me. They want, and it's always just random
You're,
people.
you're
That's
just
what I
you're
figured.
just tired of dick pics.
Yes, I was gonna ask
Yeah.
how many relentless dick pic messages
Well,
come
luckily,
through.
OnlyFans, Instagram, Twitter, they've all caught up to the game. They know that these guys are sending dick pics, so now they automatically blur it.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
I did
cool.
not know that.
I had no
Yeah,
idea.
so now I don't have to look at their dick. I can just delete it before I even unblur it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Oh man, yeah, I can only imagine. I can only imagine how annoying it gets. Oh. But I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Yeah, you responded right away, and I'm like, okay, I don't feel like a jerk.
No.
Oh, what was I was gonna ask too. What is something you would tell somebody just getting into adult entertainment or content creating? Like, what advice would you give, or what would you tell somebody to watch out for?
I mean, when it comes to getting into the adult industry, I would tell them to just be extra careful. You know, one of the best ways to get recognition is to hook up with an agency, but some agencies are just out there kind of taking advantage, and aren't representing women like they should. You know, some agencies have forgotten that, you know, they're there to represent the girls, not the other way around.
Yeah, and is there a way? Is there any signs you could is there anything that would give it away right off the bat, or would
Red
it just?
flags.
I mean,
like,
Yeah.
certain things would be like making friends with established people in the industry. I made a few friends of established people in the industry, and then that way you're going to hear all of it because, you know, the industry is kind of big, but it's mostly small. Everyone talks about everyone and everyone knows everyone. So
Okay, that's cool.
if you hear the same stories twice, you can probably assume that it's
it has that small town feel, I guess, right? A small community.
Roxanne, you there? I think we're losing
here.
you. Okay, I thought we lost you for a sec.
Oh, okay. I just got a message saying that my internet connection was unstable, which is weird.
That might have been what it was. I saw too on your bio. You're a video gamer.
Yes. I'm like a hardcore nerd. I strictly play role-playing games.
Oh, cool. What's some of your favorites?
Well, the Elder Scrolls will always be my favorite. And I like The Witcher.
Okay.
I've only played the third one, but
I haven't played those. Usually I'm just big into Final Fantasies or anything like Square related. That's always been what I'm into. I don't know, Slim, do you play role-playing games?
Well, off and on. I mean, I just played 100 hours into Shin Megami Tensei, which is a JRPG. So
Yeah. Oh, I really like Persona. Persona.
Shin Megami Tensei is the mainline Persona games.
Okay, yeah, no, that was cool. That was cool. I just couldn't get enough of it. But yeah, I love those kind of games.
yeah, I've been playing role-playing games pretty much since I started gaming. So
What system do you play on?
I've actually switched because I started off always being an Xbox person, and then I got a PS4.
Nice. Yeah, I've always been a PS person. Like, well, originally, of course, Nintendo when I was younger. That was all that was out. But yeah, I never checked out the Xbox. I was always PlayStation. And Slim was like a computer guy, but then he got PS5.
Recently went back to Sony.
Yeah, I was never a computer person. But
Same.
from what I've been reading online, if I want to play the original Witcher, like the first one, I have to play it on computer. It's your only option.
Oh.
It's probably not worth it. I think I played it for like 20 minutes, and I was like, "This is like, yeah."
I don't know that.
You know, I'm actually over here, like, you know, the game show. I mean, I'm sorry, the game show. The show based on the books and the game, you know, is really popular. You would think that CD Projekt Red would take advantage of that and like remaster the games with better graphics.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, they do that kind of stuff all the time. And they would definitely make money on it if they did.
100%.
I don't know though. After the whole Cyberpunk thing, I don't know if they're even like doing anything.
Is that company too? Yeah, that
Scared
was.
to do anything.
Yeah, they're just like hiding in a shadow somewhere right
I
now.
know, I'm
just-
like, you guys wasted all this time on Cyberpunk, and you could have just been remastering The Witcher.
What other hobbies do you do, Roxanne? Like what other stuff do you do to have fun?
I mean, I'm actually surprisingly more of a homebody, and I like to like read and
Cool.
watch Netflix, and well, I stream everything. I don't believe in commercials anymore, so.
Nice. Yeah, I was just having that conversation with Slim earlier. Like it's just so much better streaming with less commercials and all.
I'll even pay the extra money to Hulu a month so I don't have to deal with the commercials. Like, no commercials.
So what have you watched like Netflix wise that you've enjoyed most recently?
Well, I think just like the rest of the world, I've watched the new season of The Witcher.
Okay.
and enjoyed that. But other than that, I've actually recently I've actually been rewatching Game of Thrones. I got super sick
Okay.
and like couldn't do anything because I was like down and out for 3 days, so I just
So
started
good.
rewatching it.
So good. I don't know. Like I loved it. I do want to go back at some point to rewatch it. It's so much, but it's such a great series. Who is your favorite character in that? Because I gotta go. And even from the beginning, I kind of loved her. Was Arya. Arya was so cool.
That's so many people's favorite. I think that she ends up being my favorite because I relate to her a lot. You know, she makes a lot of decisions the hard way at the beginning and learns her lessons the hard way, and I can firmly relate to that.
Nobody also like I kind of love him, but even though he was such a scumbag, but Joffrey, like even though he was terrible, he wasn't like Ramsay level, but he's
I
still.
I hate Joffrey. I hated him in the books. You know, when I read the books, I hated him in the show.
Okay.
But who I do love is that actor. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but the guy who played Joffrey quit acting after Game of Thrones.
Yes, because people hated his character so much. I think they threw rocks at him in public.
Yeah, actually, people hated his character so much that one time he went drinking in a bar and he got punched in the face.
Yes.
For playing Joffrey. So he.
But apparently that happens more often than it should, because we interviewed that guy from Trailer Park Boys that played Cyrus, and he had said that people just throw like water bottles at him and stuff in public, and he's like, I'm not that guy in real life.
Yeah, because what's funny is if you read about the guy who played Joffrey, he's not like that at all in real life. He's really kind and sweet and like a really down to earth person, which to me means what a great actor.
Yeah. Yes. I think it's cool too, because like Sansa and who's the sister? Sansa and
Arya.
Arya. They both own the wolves that were theirs in the show. They're pets in real life. Like that was.
Oh wow.
That was so cool to find out.
Oh yeah, well, but that's because I think other than Arya, their wolves didn't get any bigger than being like that off breed of a husky.
Yes.
Because like John's is pretty much the only one that makes it to the end of the season.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. And what did you find the saddest in that series? I think honestly, I was saddest when the dragon died.
Really? Honestly, after rewatching it, especially after rewatching it, actually, I'd have to say that what gets me every time, even knowing it's coming, is when Ned Stark dies.
Yes, Hodor is one of mine too. Hodor is
that
just
one gets me every time too.
Yes.
When he dies, that scene.
Oh yeah, just seeing what made him the Hodor too is like, oh my god.
But Sean Bean was apparently born to play great men who die. So.
Roxanne, do you have any upcoming projects you could tell us about, or compilations?
Not currently. I'm still trying to get things together for the new year. I'm no longer with an agency, so it's all self-booking, which makes it a little more stressful, but it also makes it more freeing, you know, because then you don't have to pay an agency fee, but also you don't have to go through an agent.
Is it a lot harder to find work and all that on your own, though?
It is a lot harder to find work on your own, especially when, you know, you have listened to your agents and you're still not willing to work with the company. Like, there's certain companies that are like known, like don't work with them, or these other companies won't work with you.
Oh wow, that's
You know, so like if you want to work with like the Brazzers or the Team Skeets out there, then you have to be careful who you work with before they notice you.
Okay.
So you can get blackballed, I guess they call it, very easily.
Blacklisted, whatever. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes that's for the good, you know, because you know, right before the year ended, you know, there was someone who was taking advantage of people who recently got blacklisted.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, it's like a girl took a job because she needed the extra money and she gets blacklisted because of who she worked with.
Gotcha. That's crazy. Wow. I was going to say, I know we talked a few months ago to Veronica Winter, and she wants to start her own company because of some of the ways women are treated in some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing and it's like, I knew this going in and I've known this being in it. But the thing that will always blow my mind is that the porn industry is still very much a male-dominated industry, which is funny because the women, us, we're who they rely on to make
Yeah.
money.
See, that's what I would think. I would think you guys would hold more power. Like, but it's just crazy that that's still just a man's world or a male dominated.
I mean, yeah, even then the CEOs of even the biggest names in the porn industry out there, they're all men. The
Wow.
CEO of Brazzers, that's a man. Yeah.
Or that they would treat you guys better, because yeah, they rely on you on females. Like I would
Yeah,
just
your
think.
your big names now. I haven't necessarily been on as a star. That is, I haven't necessarily been on like a Brazzers or Team scene as a star, but I have as an extra. And they're like the better sets that you can go to. They usually provide snacks and food, and everyone's very kind. So and they're usually more thorough as far as making sure people are tested and stuff like that as well.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, and one of my exes, Ryder, always said that the if you watch a video and they're wearing a condom, it means they don't test. Like it's just not a safe company to work for.
That's true because the porn industry, like one of the things you learn being in there is the porn industry hates condoms. That's why we get tested all the time.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to see that if I'm watching like something. Like you just don't.
A lot of men don't because it ruins the fantasy.
Yeah. Nice. What else is going on, Roxanne? What else do you have going on?
I started dancing. I'd never danced at a strip club before. I'm not going to say that I'm the greatest.
Yeah, have you started working in a club, or have you just been doing it on your own?
Well, no, I've been working in a club. Here I live in Mobile now, so here in Mobile, Alabama.
Okay.
And then I used to manage a strip club back in my hometown, but I never danced.
Wow. Well, is that like a whole different game than doing adult films? I would think it would be.
Yes and no. It's all the adult industry, like all of it really is the adult industry, no matter what you're doing adult work.
Yes.
But yeah, it's definitely a different deal than going to shoot films, but it's a great supplementary income. And a lot of the even big names do feature dancing.
Cool. Is it harder though, like as far as like doing a set for that or no?
I mean, it's hard on your body throughout the night for sure.
Right.
Especially for someone like me who's like inexperienced and still working my way around the pole, but I'm learning.
What's one of the greatest tips you've gotten or help you've gotten as far as that goes?
The greatest thing I ever did as far as that goes was I took like 1 or 2 pole dancing classes.
Oh, so they actually have classes for that. That's cool.
Depending on where you are, I don't think there's any here in Mobile where I'm at now.
Yeah.
But I've traveled to places, and it was when I was like up in Maryland that I took a pole dancing class. I took like 2 of them. But
cool.
And when I used to manage the strip club, the girls would show me tricks when we were closed down. But our pole is different than most poles. Where I'm at, we have like a really thick pole. It's actually a fireman's pole. Most stripper poles are thinner and thin on their own.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I would just jump up there and just break my neck. Like, you would just be like, oh my God, get him out of here.
I mean, especially in heels, it gets really hard. That's
oh my
where
God.
You get worried is that you're going to break your ankle coming down on your heels.
That or like slip on something. Oh yeah, that would not be cool.
Speaking of how hard of work it is, I do remember years ago, and my sister would kill me for bringing this up, but my sister was a stripper when she was younger, and I remember she had to come over and being way too comfortable with her body, she just pulls her shirt up and goes, "Look at my abs," and she did have like a fucking 6-pack, and I was like, okay.
Just from doing that?
Yeah,
like,
just from just was stripping. Like, she was very, very well fit.
It takes a lot of core strength, and it takes a lot of upper body strength to move your body and move around on that pole like that.
Wow. Roxanne, we have to wrap this up, but thank you so much for talking to us.
No problem at all, guys. I had a good time.
Same here. Where can everybody find you?
Everybody can find me on Twitter, Instagram, even on OnlyFans, of course. I'm your fan, Roxanne, everywhere online.
Cool. Your fan, Roxanne. Thank you so much, Roxanne.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. I had a great time.
Same here, and I'll send you all the links when the interview and the shows go up.
Okay, awesome. I look forward to it.
Take care.
Have a good night, Roxanne.
Have a good night, guys. Take care.
You too.